All right, guys. Great Thursday. I thought a ton of energy and just continue the competitiveness, especially in we had a special situation today with our short yardage competition right there at the end with 3rd and 2. Thought it was really, really spirited. I think we've put 5 good days in. Now it's time to take it to the park, to get to the Coliseum on Saturday, and to really put these guys in some real life situations, actual game situations, and see who produces and who really, moves the ball down the field as a quarterback, who does their assignments as a defensive player. I'm really looking forward to seeing that. So it ought to be a lot of fun Saturday. Just injury update wise, I know you saw Kenny Bigelow got a knee injury right now. We'll MRI that tonight and hopefully know by Saturday what's going on there. Juju Smith has a tight hamstring. We were a little bit preventative there, didn't want to pull anything. Michael Pittman, after MRI, has just a slight crack in the collarbone. We don't want it to separate, so we're slowing him way down. He'll probably be non-contact probably for the rest of spring. Noah Jefferson continues to have a lower back injury, being preventative there. Tyler Petit is still going through concussion protocol, and hopefully we'll get him back sometime, hopefully next week. And then Osa is getting close with his hamstring. Hopefully we'll have him back next week. With that, I'll help you in any way.
With Osa, was that from before?
Say that one more time.
With Osa, was that from earlier in the season?
He actually did it in winter workouts, and so we're really looking forward to getting him back. He needs the reps, and we just want him back to full speed. It's one of those things that you get out here, you put all that work to try to get back, and then you pull it again. We just want to make sure he's 100% and able to go full speed.
Any worry on Noah that it's serious, or do you have a sense?
The MRI didn't show anything. We're gonna do an extra CAT scan just to make sure. But I think one of our doctors and trainers, I think, do a wonderful job of being. If it's on the gray side, we're more on the precaution side of protecting our player.
Clancy was saying that he didn't watch any of the film last year's season. Can you kind of give some insight into how you decided which players would go where?
Yeah. So we sat down, myself, defensive staff, Clancy, and I kind of mentioned about and knowing his system from 2 years ago and being a part of it, kind of where I felt like each person fit. And obviously there may be a guy that could be a predator that goes into interior backer, or Sam that goes into interior backer. There could be a 5 technique that needs to go to 3 technique. But we tried to put guys in an initial spot and then let him roll. His mindset, which I truly believe, he really wanted to give everybody a clean slate. He has great memories of a Leon McQuay and a Quentin Powell, and knows that, and he wanted to just make sure everybody was on the same page. He didn't have any pre-notions of anybody on the field. So I thought it was smart by him to come in, give everybody a clean slate, let everybody compete, and see who produces the most and the best player play, just like always here at USC.
You talk about what kind of a job BKU is doing right now.
Doing a very nice job. I tell you, one of the things I saw in the blitz period is getting to the quarterback and getting them off their spot. A lot of times it's not about sacking the quarterback. Right now, with us setting these defensive linemen on edges rather than 2-gapping, I'm standing right behind the quarterback. I can feel the pressure standing right behind. I can't imagine what it's like for Max and Sam and Jalen and Matt right now, so it's something I think they're doing a great job. We're a long way away from being a finished product, but I think there is progress in 5 practices.
When Kenny got hurt, did he get cut?
I did not see that. We were running a play. We were running a naked away, and I was watching the naked pass, and then I turn around and see Kenny down. You're talking about a guy that has just been a rock for us in the off season. How hard he's worked to get back after an injury, season-ending injury. We'll all be saying our prayers tonight for him. He's a very much a leader of our team, and we need him.
Talk about the spirit of the yellow line in that competition here. When you see Zach doing what he's doing, you see Damian putting Quentin down. How much are you loving seeing that from the yellow line?
Absolutely. I mean, this game and that period is about running the ball when you must. You know, we're a balanced offense, and then, you know, at the end of the game, you got to run the ball when you must to win the game. And those are the type of periods that you look up and you don't run the ball one time, it's 3rd and 2, and somebody's going to stop somebody. I mean, we literally said, here comes power right here. You know, let's stop it. And Justin makes a great run. Offensive line does their job. I expect that from our offensive line right now. You know, you look at that offensive line, they're experienced. I mean, you look at those 2 tackles, they're 2 seniors. You look at the 2 guards, they're juniors. You look at an experienced guy like Nico Fala, who's been going into his 4th camp, they should be doing those things. What I really appreciate from the defensive side of the ball right now is they're really performing in each and every period. And that's what I challenge the offense to do, to be honest with you. At the end of it is I don't want them to choose just during a competition period. I want it every period they should be dominating. They're experienced on that line, and they show it. They've got a chance to be a really, really talented line.
So one of the areas you had to absolutely get right after last year because you didn't have the sense that they could run it when they had to absolutely run it?
Well, this remember when we had our opportunity to take over at the middle of the season, we wanted to produce toughness. We wanted to be able to run the ball when we had to at the end of games, like Cal. At Cal, you ran it 6 times in a row to end that football game. At UCLA, you know, 11-play drive, 10 out of 11 plays were runs in that game to finish the game. Colorado, having to run that ball 3 times in a row for that first time to finish the game. That's what you have to have. That's the belief you have to have. We did not do that. We are not a finished product, and that's what I challenged in them, because we went up against a Stanford team in a Pac-12 championship game and didn't get it done against a team that was more physical than us in that game. That's what this spring is about, you know, is getting that offensive line as physical as humanly possibly be.
Coach, you talked about being physical, but how much will you continue to use this spring to create versatility and depth on the offensive line?
Yeah.
Especially with the fact that last year you lost so many centers.
Yeah, if you look at right now and you look at the breakdown, you really see what happens. Right now it's 5 plays with the 1s, and then what happens? 5 plays with the 2s. All right, so we're really creating a very solid 2 deep in my mind right now by not going, hey, 7 snaps with the 1s, 3 snaps with the 2s. This is really, we're splitting the reps between each group because we want everybody to progress. We know there's going to be injuries, and that's part of a coach's job, is not only getting the one group, but player from 1 to 105 getting better. It's a great question.
Late in the year, we saw Justin and Rojo kind of split down the middle almost. Do you view them as a 1 and 1A, or would you like to see one even separate from the other one?
Yeah, I think at all skills positions, it's about who's playing the best. You know, at that time, you know, you're always going to have a kind of a lead dog, but at some point in time, there may be a ding and somebody jumps ahead. You know what? Both guys are so different that I love them both, because you think of Justin, you think the toughness of running style that he has, even in that 3rd down, in that 3rd and 2 period, the physicality that he brings between the tackles is staggering. Then when you give it to Rojo, I mean, it's hold your breath. I mean, anything could happen. So to have that change up, to have the physicality of a 22 and then have the explosiveness of a 25, really neat. And the guy that's kind of having a very hidden, very good camp right now is Said Ware. You know, already was our Trojan of the day, and he's had he's had his best camp since he's been here, so I'm excited for him too.
What'd you think of Zach Banner yelling at the defense?
I got after his butt out there. I told him usually when, you know, you're a senior, that there's a quiet confidence that you have. You ought to do it every time. I love the passion and the energy that he has, you know, and to get after it. But, you know, when you're talented and you know it, and have that quiet confidence and do it over and over and over and over again. I love his passion. You got to control it sometimes. Like I told him, it's about we, us, and ours. It's not about I.
Confident are you about the quiet part of that?
Not very, but it's an ongoing process. It's ongoing. He's as I say sometimes, the big dinosaur is 6'8", you know, 350 right now, and sometimes he acts like a wideout, you know, but his physicality, he's having his best camp. He really, really is, and he's getting his butt worked off by Coach Galloway. I'm so proud for him, and you know, he's still just a kid learning how to be a pro, and I love the passion. I'd rather have it that way, toning him back, than the other way, just being, you know, just being too passive.
Is he working at left more as a backup plan in case something happened with Chet, or to win?
No, he's competing. Yeah, I mean, we remember he's a guy that, you know, we saw 2 games start at left tackle and still have right. You know, right now, when you look at the experience of the guys that are out there right now, you got 3 really quality tackles in Chad and Zach and Chuma. They've all played, you know, quality minutes. And, you know, I think for Zach's not only growth as a player and his value is to have the opportunity to work both sides. I think that creates tremendous value for our football team next year and for him in the future.
Let's do one more.
Is there any change with Scott Felix's status?
No, it's still the same. It's still an ongoing process. You know, we'll cross our fingers, hope for the best, and it's still a question mark that's out there. And like I said, as soon as I know, I'll let you guys know. I promise you. But it's still in question.
John Hill, he's
Still status quo.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's out for the spring.
up for spring. Okay.
Yep. All righty, guys. Thank you so
Thanks,
much.
Ryan.